Well, Paul, you're out of the EFL Trophy. What did you make of your side's performance this evening?
It was disjointed. Full of effort, but there wasn't much fluency to it tonight.
If it was disjointed, was that not a surprise given you made 8 changes and you're still learning about your team?
Looking back on it now, yes, maybe. I hope for better, because I tried to put some direction into it. It didn't quite manifest itself that way. So, yeah, I mean, in hindsight, yes. As I said before the game, there were decisions made for a whole plethora of reasons. I still wanted to win the game, and I think we could have done better. But we tried incredibly hard, but it was disjointed is probably the best way to put it.
And we talked before the game about an attacking threat. Were you disappointed that their goalkeeper wasn't tested on more occasions?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
When you brought Jonah on, though, in the second half, did he just add a bit and could have forced the equaliser in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, he certainly brought something to the side, and it was a simpler route to goal for us. And yeah, we had some pressure and we had some final third sort of competition in that late in the game, but yeah, we didn't play particularly well. Lots of effort, but not particularly great performance.
To be fair, though, I don't think Rovers had too many shots to encounter either. It had a feel of a game that was heading for almost for penalties, and their goal when it came was the deflection key.
Yes, it was. I agree on both counts. You know, it was looking like that type of game that would go to penalties. They actually played quite well, I thought. I mean, they had a nice pattern about them, and they were competitive, and they've certainly had a threat. Albeit lots of their shots were from range. But I think, you know, I look at that as a game, and I'm philosophical about it. I'm smarting a bit because we've lost, because that's the job we're in. You've got to win games, but you know, there was some invaluable minutes for some of the players going forward to Saturday. Some who I needed to see play that I've just not seen play yet, and that's really very, very important to me. So again, there's a very balanced approach to today's game. I suppose the bottom line is I'd like to see us play a bit better, but again, it's a step forward for me.
And you tell us you're always learning about your players, and you know, some players who've barely featured since you took over. Did you learn a lot about them tonight, seeing them in the flesh competitively?
It always makes a difference. No matter what you do in training, the game does make a difference, and it was really, really useful for me. Yes.
We won't go for every player individually, otherwise we'll be here all night. But obviously, a lot of focus on Ogogo before the game. How do you think he fared in midfield this evening?
Well, he did okay. I mean, it's a really difficult game to just be dropped in on. I mean, he hasn't been with us. He did one half day's training with us, and he dropped in, and we played a different type of team. We've got no rhythm in the side, changed our shape a bit, and he's been dropped in and asked to play 95 minutes. And you know, I thought he put himself about great. I know what Abu can do. I'm not judging him on tonight's performance. I'm pleased he's got some minutes under his belt, and he's in the reckoning going forward. But there'll be no great judgment made on tonight one way or the other.
And Alex Rodman offers you experience and versatility as well, and invaluable for him, having played so little football, to start his first game of the season today.
Yeah, it's a really important 70 minutes for him. Really important 70 minutes, and that's, you know, I have to you know, look through the fact we lost the game and look at those sort of positives, because that gives me another player getting closer to being match fit, and we're going to need as many players as we can get going forward, because there's so many games to be played.
To Charlton then on Saturday, and hopefully some of the players who didn't feature tonight, will they benefit from a rare rest, if you like, because the football is so intense at the moment?
Well, it's the lull before the storm, really. We've got a very intense few months, and I mean, it doesn't mean that they're on holiday. It means they're just not in the competition tonight, but they're having a week's training and will be ready and prepped, ready for Saturday's game.
You weren't too sure on Saturday about Sam Nicholson. How is he faring, and is he in contention to play on Saturday? We're
trying to get him back as quick as possible. I'm not trying to dodge it, because it is Tuesday night and we've still got another 4 days to go. Every day's vital, and we're hoping that very soon we can have him back in contention. I don't know whether that'll be this Saturday or not, but with 4 days to play, I'm not going to rule anybody out.